Mataya, Swedish 9-ball champion. Former world champion Alan Hopkins. The 1985 Player of the Year, Belinda Beardon. The ambassador of pool, Jim Rempe. And two-time world champion, Lori John Jones. Brought to you by Brunswick Billiards, a tradition of excellence since 1845. It's the Brunswick 9-ball Team Challenge. The Atlantis Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey is the site of tonight's historic broadcast. Hello, everyone. I'm Carrie Ross, and welcome to the Brunswick 9-ball Team Challenge. Tonight's event is truly unique. For one thing, we're live. It is the first time anyone has ever attempted in America to broadcast pocket billiards live. You're going to see a lot more action than usual, and believe me, it is worth watching because tonight we have the world's top 8 competitors. 4 men and 4 women teamed together as a pair, playing simultaneously semifinal matches, and the winners of those semis will then advance to a championship match. They will be taking alternating strokes, so teamwork is essential here. Now, the partners were drawn by lot last night, and believe me, there were some very interesting pairings. Lori John Jones reached in and pulled out the Queen of Hearts, pairing her with all 4? Not quite. Alan Hopkins is her partner. Everyone's favorite, Jean Balukas, was next. She draws the ace, pairing her with Steve Mizerak. Mataya reaches in and gets the jack, matching her with the jack of all trades, Mike Sigel. And that left Belinda Beardon with Jim Rempe. And there you have it, the 8 players in the Brunswick 9-ball Team Challenge. Obviously, they had a lot of fun last night. Along with me is John Sanders, who's going to be calling the action on table number 1. How does your semifinal match look, John?
It looks terrific. As a matter of fact, we have 2 of the great names in men's pocket billiards, in Alan Hopkins and Steve Mizerak. But it is a team competition, and it is the teams that will make it very interesting here tonight. Steve Mizerak in this event is going to be paired with the finest female player in the world, Jean Balukas. This is by far our most interesting pairing. Carrie will have more on that coming up in a little bit. The other team, a couple of old friends, Alan Hopkins with Lori John Jones. They owned a pool room together at one point in time. They have played together. They are good friends. They should make a good team. That's table 1. The other semifinal is on table 2, and standing by there is John Neighbor. John?
You know, table number 2 is perhaps a misnomer because the 2 teams over here are every bit as competitive as what you've got over at table number 1. The players who drew the queens out of the random hat, Mataya, she was European champion, born in Sweden. She brings a continental flair to this contest. And her partner, Mike Sigel, has been top player in the country for 8 years, dominant in the last 4. The players who pulled the jacks out of the hat are final team Belinda Beardon, who's the president of the World Professional Billiards Association and was ranked number 1 in the country as recently as 1985. She'll be teamed with Jim Rempe, King James they call him. He's an unofficial ambassador of billiards around the world. He plays and wins in tournaments and exhibitions all over the globe. Carrie?
Thank you, John. The Brunswick 9-ball Team Challenge is not a battle of the sexes, but whenever you have men and women playing together, there are always going to be those comparisons. When we come back, we'll meet a woman who's breaking new ground in an old boy.
It's beautifully designed slate tables for the home.
Women playing pocket billiards together as partners, but most of the time their tournaments are quite separate. Jean Balukas is trying to change all of that. She's been playing with success against the men, and she believes her place is on their tour.
I think I have the skill to compete with the Mike Sigels and the Steve Mizeraks and the Alan Hopkins. I think I really do have that inside me. And if I do have those skills, why shouldn't I be able to take that as far as I can?
We go to a tournament, and you have a headline that said men's division and ladies division, okay? The men's division should be the men's division, and the ladies division should be the ladies division.
Jean Balukas is the center of a heated controversy in the world of pocket billiards. She is without a doubt the greatest female player who ever lived. But the question is, can she compete with the men? And if so, should she?
The sport of pocket billiards has been a man's game for centuries. Women are just really starting to pick up cues and realize it's okay to walk into a billiard room and start playing. I think that's happening because we're changing the image of the sport. Everybody associates pocket billiards with gambling and hustling and seedy characters hanging out in the rooms, but rooms are becoming more family-oriented. And I think the sport needs that soft, feminine touch out there on the pool table. So I think the women are really going to put the sport in the limelight.
Balukas' own history of playing with the boys goes back to her childhood.
I first picked up a cue stick when I was just 4 years old. I started playing in the basement of my parents' home here in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. And I started playing basically against my 4 brothers. Pretty soon I had the whole table to myself and the whole basement to myself because I started beating them.
A child prodigy, Balukas performed to great acclaim on many TV shows. Shows here at home and abroad on programs like World Surprise in Japan. But what kind of reaction is her current tour on the men's circuit receiving?
I think what Jean's doing right now is fabulous. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. You have a player who has done almost everything you can do in pool. What more can you win? You know, she's won, what, 7, 8 U.S. Opens, 7 World Championships and whatnot. And once you've reached that and established everything that you can do in maybe the women's division, it's not a sport that prevents us from playing with the men.
I don't think she can win a long major tournament with the men. She just can't.
I take her very seriously, and I think every man should. She's put a couple men in retirement already that were top players. So I think the men have to take her serious. I think there's a lot of pressure on a top player playing her, because if they lose to her, a lot of people say, oh God, he lost to a girl.
None of those men want to lose to a woman. And if that's how they feel, then they just shouldn't play in the tournaments anymore, because hopefully I'm breaking ground for other women to get out there and start competing against the men.
Well, obviously, John, very strong opinions from both sides of the table.
Well, in her case, of course, she did beat some men. She has beaten them already. She finished 8th in the last tournament that she entered. She's on record as saying she'd rather give up the female tour and play only with the men. Also, keep in mind that over 30 million people are involved in pocket billiards in this country, and 1/3 of them are women. Let's see what they can do as the teams tonight.
That's right, and we're going to come back with that team action. So stay with us here for the Brunswick 9-Ball Team Challenge. Of the game. There are the general rules of 9-ball. They play the balls in numerical order, and whoever pockets the 9-ball first wins. There are specific rules to tonight's match. Men and women are paired together. They have alternate breaks and shots. They're given 1 safety per rack, and there's a 45-second shot clock in effect.
So we're now getting ready at table number 2 for the lag. This will determine which team gets the break. So Mataya and Sigel will be represented by Mike Sigel. He's on the side nearest us on this shot. Here he is furthest from the camera. And closest to him is Jim Rempe. He'll be representing the other team. And here they go. Bounce down, and the ball closest, stopping closest to the bumper will be the winner.
Come on, Speed. Come on, Speed. Come on, Speed. Oh.
Wait for our official to make the call. Jeff Taylor is the official in the white shirt. He'll be monitoring the action throughout the contest. And it looks like Mike Sigel wins the lag. So the contest will begin with a break. And any ball that legally goes in counts, but he's got to strike the 1 ball first. Mike uses 2 cues throughout a tournament. One is his breaking cue, that's 18 ounces. He saves his 21-ounce cue for the tournament for hitting the softer shots, but he really wails at this. Sitting alongside me is Vicky Paskey, Vice President of the Women's Professional Billiards Association. He really likes to hit it hard. And nothing went in. Yes, 1 did. 5-ball dropped. So with that in mind, we'll be back with more of this action here, but first let's go to the lag over at table number 1.
The lag is very, very important because they will play a race to 5 here. First to 5 wins, alternating the breaks. That means the team that breaks first will break one more time if we go the maximum 9. And Steve Mizerak has won the lag. He will start at table number 1, teamed with Gene Balukas, alternating shots. And they will alternate breaks, and on each break, a different person will break. For example, in the first 4 racks that we will have 4 different players. Jose Garcia, fine player in his own right, is up here working with me for this first semifinal match. And Gene Balukas, 28 years old, from Brooklyn, #1 player in the world among women, anxious to play on the men's tour as well. And don't let Steve Mizerak kid you. He told me before the game that she is good. She is as good as many of the men who are playing on the tour right now. She will get the first break in game number 1. A ball dropped, so they will continue, and it'll be alternating shots. Now, Gene Balukas will turn it over to Steve Mizerak from Colonia, New Jersey. First claim to fame was a record-breaking 4 consecutive U.S. Open victories from 70 to 73. They start with the lowest numbered balls, and the 1 ball is safely put away. What about the break, Jose? Was it a good break? Did they have a chance to go through this table?
Yes, they do. It was a wonderful break. Hit the balls really hard. Table's opened up pretty much, and it's pretty good.
Let's go back to table number 2. John?
Well, the Queens team was not able to convert on their first shot. It was a difficult shot for the 1 ball, and they turned it over with what looked like either a safety or a push out. But Ava took and put the ball right up against the runner. Belinda Beardon just tried her shot at the 1 ball, was not able to be successful. Now it's Mike Sigel lining up the yellow ball to number 1. And bounces it down into the side pocket. So now Ava Mataya will get her shot to sink another ball.
You know, try and just make a little spin, try and come out 2 rails for anywhere in the center of the table.
Little teamwork plays here. It's the first time this mixed doubles contest has taken place on American soil, and so they're a little unaccustomed to working as a team. Gentle 2 into the corner. Mike Siegel's looking for a little bit more roll to be in position for the 3 ball, the red ball that's close to the bumper. Looks like he's going to bounce it, maybe. Down to the corner, and it's good. 4 ball is next. The purple ball is finding itself close to a corner over here for Ava Mataya. Now, the hard part is not sinking the ball. It's getting the cue ball in position for the next shot after you sink the ball.
He's just hit. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Do it. So? Yeah, go ahead. Do it. Go ahead. Follow it inside. Go ahead. Sit smooth.
Ava was a part-time model in Detroit prior to joining full-time the professional tour. Mike Sigel, a technical advisor on the Tom Cruise, Paul Newman movie, Color of Money, that featured this event, the 9-ball tournament. So as he aims his shot towards the 6 ball, we'll go see what's happening over at table number 1.
And Gene Balukas, looking across, drops the 6 in the side pocket. Balukas and Mizerak took a safety. You are allowed 1 safety in each match. I'd like you, Jose, to comment a little bit on the fact that we only have 1 team in which both players shoot the same way. Everybody else is left-handed and right-handed. That will make a difference as far as position is concerned.
Yes, it will, because Steve might play position for a left-handed player, and Jean, she's right-handed, and it might be a little difficult for her.
They are in good shape here to finish off the first rack and take a 1-0 lead in the race to 5. Mizerak left in good shape for the 9 in the corner pocket. And game 1 on table 1 goes to Balukas and Mizerak. We will continue live from the Atlantis Casino Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey, right after this.
Broke away from sinking the 9 and winning the first game. This is a race to 5. He runs it right along the rail.
Come on, Steve.
He gives his partner, Belinda Beardon, a shot to sink the 9-ball here for the first game in this race to 5. And it drops nicely. Score 1-0. Beardon, let's go over to table number 1 where the break has just taken place.
And on table number 1, Balukas and Mizerak winning the first game. It was Laurie John Jones who broke for game number 2, the second rack. And now Jean Balukas. None of the balls went in on the break. So Balukas looking at the 1, but her real consideration here, Jose, is getting ready for the balls to follow.
That's right. The only ball that's in trouble a little bit is number 4. Steve is coaching her a little bit where he would like for her to place the cue ball.
And that gets back to the strategy we discussed earlier about left-handers playing with right-handers in a team event, trying to set up the ball and keep the table alive for your partner.
It's not bad where she left him. Could have been a little closer. Any shot with distance is a difficult shot.
Jose Garcia is working with us here on table number 1.
Having you with us on the program. The man next to you, David Higgins, originally from Iowa.
And that was a nice shot. Good shot.
Putting the cue ball right back in the center of the table. Jean Balukas. Many say, Jose, that she is the best player ever, best woman player ever. Almost scratched. The ball is just hanging on the edge.
This is a very difficult shot here for Steve. Not only the 4 ball, but the 5 ball is right on the corner of the side pocket. Makes position impossible.
We mentioned before the teams are allowed 1 safety per rack. In other words, 1 safety they can play safe once per game.
It looks like he's trying to, look at that. Great bank.
A terrific shot by Mizerak. He also helps to open up the table for his partner a little bit. Watch as he draws the ball back into that corner pocket. Well, the 5 is still a problem.
It is very much a problem. I don't think she could do too much with it.
6 on the side next.
Maybe she's going to try to bank it. Now she double kissed the 5.
Good save, Gene. Great save. Is that allowed?
But the ball winds up at the rail down at this end.
That was a shot.
Makes it a very difficult shot for the team of Laurie John Jones and Alan Hopkins. Back to table 2, John.
Well, what a round it's been so far. Rempe and Beardon have been running the table. She just knocks in the 8 and positions the shot for the 9. It started off with Jim Rempe. King James, they call him, because he's such a classy guy. He sank the 4 ball on the break, and then she got the 1, he got the 2, she got the 3, all the way down. He's now shooting for the 9. And the team of Sigel and Mataya didn't even get out of their chairs. The score is now 2-0 at table number 2. Dominant playing going on here. In fact, it's rather frustrating if you're a billiards player if you don't get your chance to even put your stick on the table. So now we're going to start with a break on table number 3. Ava Mataya has not broken yet, so she'll get the break. They alternate the breaks. And so with that action taking place, let's go down to table number 1, where they have 4 balls remaining on the table.
And Laurie John Jones missing as she attempted to go to the far pocket. A tremendous shot on the previous shot by Alan Hopkins, but Laurie John could not capitalize on it. And back it goes once again to Steve Mizerak. His team leading. Team with Jean Balukas. It is 1-0.
Hey, get in there, baby. All right.
That will go.
Got a lucky break on that one, John.
Just like you draw it up, right?
Yeah.
You thought I was playing it?
You take them any way you can.
Yeah, but Steve, I couldn't make
He said, you thought I was playing it down there, didn't you? These are new tables, new felt, pretty good speed.
A lot of speed. Pockets are a little softer.
And when you say a pocket is soft, what do you mean?
They're a little wider. the jaw of the pocket's a little wider.
It will not fall. It stayed out.
Tough break for Gene and Steve. This opens it right up for Alan and Laurie John.
Just a little too much on the angle. And it certainly does, as quickly Alan Hopkins drops the 7 and Laurie John Jones. Laurie John, because her mom thought she was carrying a boy. Turned out to be Laurie John. She puts the 8 away, and she'll try to set Alan up for a 9 ball that will finish off this, the second game, in the race to 5 and even the match at 1.
This is a difficult shot here. He has a possibility of scratching across corner.
Boy, he hit it really nice. A beautiful shot. He made 2 outstanding shots in that game and gets his team even. It is 1-1. We will continue live from Atlantic City. Balukas and Mizerak.
If the 9 dropped, it would have won the game for him. It did not do so. It's been a frustrating first couple of strokes here in the 3rd game. Eva didn't drop a ball on the break. Belinda rushed for time. She was watching the shot clock and rushed her 1-ball shot. That didn't drop. Mike saw it, tried the combination you just saw, and it took Jim Rempe to put it in. We've had 2 misses now. Belinda just missed on the 2. So here comes the Sigel Mataya team to try to drop the blue, the dark blue 2.
All right, go ahead. Just hit it with a little spin. Just hit it. Yeah.
Just hit it.
So they were talking amongst themselves as far as how on earth can I get over there? It seems to be bracketed by the orange 5-ball. Little English on the ball.
It's all right.
Allowed her to shoot it straight and bounce off the bumper a little bit crooked. Still no shot. Ava ranked number 5 in the world by the Women's Professional Billiards Association this year.
I can make it and let it ride. Go for the shot and let's let it go.
So as we continue to try to sink this second ball on the table, let's go over to table number 1.
And on the 3rd rack at table number 1, Steve Mizerak pocketed the 5 ball, but did not leave Jean Balukas much to work with.
She played a great save, though, John.
She got it off the bank.
Oh, safely.
And leaves it in good position as far as she is concerned. She likes that shot.
Yes, she does. Steve's going to have to kick for this.
This match is tied 1-1. It's a race to 5. This is game 3. Nothing will fall, and Alan Hopkins will take his turn. As Steve Mizerak sets down, Alan began playing pool when he was 7 years old, and by the age of 12, he'd already run over 100 balls. Became a professional at age 16, all the way down to the corner pocket.
That was a very nice shot.
Very delicately is how he had to play it to keep the cue ball where it was.
Left Laurie John fairly simple, nice and straight in the corner pocket.
And as Alan gets back up, Laurie John does indeed put away the 2. The 3 is sitting right in front of the side pocket.
The table looks pretty easy from here, John.
The match is even at 1. The 4 ball will be next.
Bring it back out in the middle? Yeah.
She's going to have to go off the rail and come back to the middle of the table again for position on the 6.
That's what Alan discussed with her. Try to put it back in the middle. Off the rail.
Good shot.
Dead center.
Perfect.
Can't do it much better than that. It is the 6 ball now. Laurie John Jones is only 21 years old. But in 1981, she was Player of the Year and World Champion. Leaves it very nicely for the 7.
They Yes, he did.
Now they're going to discuss a little bit about how to get the ball ready for the 8, which is back at the other end. He draws it back off the rail and over toward the far side, and in excellent position for Alan.
She's making it simple for him.
Let's go back now to table 2, John.
This has been a most frustrating third game in the series. We've had 10 strokes at the ball. In fact, after 8, only 1 ball had gone in. Now they're working on what I believe to be the 5 ball. Ava Mataya sank, or tried to sink the 5 and scratched. Belinda came back and dropped it with the ball in hand rule. Now they're working on the 6. Rempe and Beardon's looking very confident right now.
Look at this shot.
It's a difficult setup. He's going to freeze the ball against the rail. Rempe claiming the ball got away from him. They say with the new felt, a lot of backspin really takes over the control of the cue ball, right, Vicki?
That's true, John. The cloth is very slick because it hasn't been played on very much yet, and the bright lights over the table also dry out the cloth and make it even more slippery, not to mention that the balls themselves are brand new. And the whole thing adds up to the balls reacting differently than they would after you play on them for a few days.
Thank you, Vicki Paskey, Vice President of the Women's Professional Billiards Association. This is a difficult shot that didn't even seem to touch the ball. We've had 4 turnovers of control here in this game.
My shot.
Frank Sigel looking at his
I'm going to shoot at
opportunity of trying to sink the 7. There is a shot clock now counting down to 30 seconds.
I'm going to just try and bank it, I guess, in the corner and draw it over here, and if I get on the 8, we can get out, you know? I don't know what else to do.
Seems like a very frustrating game this time around. Down to 12 seconds on the shot clock. Tries to bank in the corner and is successful. Very happy Ava Mataya now gets a shot at the 8 ball. This was a difficult shot for him, Vicki.
That was a very difficult shot. Not only did he have to make a difficult bank, but also bring the cue ball over right next to the rail so that Eva could shoot the 9 and the 8 in past the 9.
That's what we want.
So here it comes. Shot at the 9, straight shot to the corner pocket.
Got her voice back.
And he does. That's victory number 1 for the Mataya Sigel team. Score now stands 2-1. Rempe Beardon leading. We'll be back with more action here from Atlantic City, New Jersey, in the Atlantis Casino right after this.
A match on table 1 here at the Atlantis Casino Hotel. Jones and Hopkins have won games 2 and 3. This the 4th rack. That makes it even at 2-2. Back now to table number 2.
We're just getting underway now with our 4th game here on table number 2. Belinda Beardon getting ready to break. First shot of this game. Trying to keep the cue ball close to the middle of the table, and it does not look as if any ball dropped. So in comes Mike Sigel.
All right, just try and cut it in.
And Ava Mataya.
Smooth, and if you make it, we figure again on the 2.
7 stuff.
No, you can hit it. No, hit it with a touch of left. Just a touch. Maybe hopefully you can come down here. You know, take a little chance.
Interesting thing about pocket billiards players is they anticipate sometimes the entire table, 9 moves in advance, like a chess player. Okay, if I get the 1, then where does the cue have to go to get the 2? And if I do that, where will it end for the 3? Nice little kiss, a little bit too much.
Overcut the room right.
Did not drop the 1.
That's all right.
Control goes over to Jim Rempe.
No, that wasn't.
So knowing what to do and being physically able to do it are 2 completely different things. And there's still 9 balls to sink on table number 2. Let's go over to table number 1.
And second time on the break for Jean Balukas. She will get one to fall, the 7 ball. And the corner pocket nearest to her, Steve Mizerak now. What about the break? What about the setup of the table as they play game 5?
Well, the balls are pretty wide open. They're fairly close. As you notice, there's about 7 balls closer to the corner pockets, and that makes it pretty simple to play position. Steve missed a fairly simple shot there.
And he's not happy about that.
No, he's not.
The 1 ball sitting near the edge of that corner pocket.
Just give me an angle on the 2. Come up here. I'll get some on first. Watch your sweater if it's frozen.
Alan telling her where he would like the ball after she makes the 1.
No, that's in the last. Hey!
He does have a slight problem on the 3 ball. Seems like he has to get behind it, John. Yes, he did.
Nicely done.
Made a great shot.
Just tucked it right in between the 9 and the 6. And left Laurie John in good shape. And Laurie John misses a shot at the side pocket. So back it goes to Balukas and Mizerak. We will go back to table 2.
Right now, Ava Mataya is getting ready to aim at the 4 ball. Her team has sunk the first 3 so far. And a lot of backspin to set up for the 5 ball down at the far end of the table.
No rail good shot here.
Sounded like a little bit of pun humor here. No rail good shot.
Well, it's very difficult to shoot a shot off the rail because your spots on the cue ball that you can hit are very limited now. You must hit the top portion of the ball.
Roll, baby.
With a 5-1 in, he was looking for a little bit more follow, but didn't get it. Puts the 6 in the middle of the table.
Roll it in, come off the rail, you're perfect. So, you know.
Mataya, 23 years old, on a Grand Ledge, Michigan. Her husband's also a professional pool player. Jim, they call him Pretty Boy Floyd. They have a daughter, Nicole. Mike is 34. Out of Maryland. Nice setup for the 8 ball coming up. So with 2 balls remaining on this table, let's go down at table number 1.
To see Balukas and Mizerak take a lead of 3 games to 2. We'll continue live from the Atlantis Casino Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey, right after this.
There has been many mornings where I wake up and say, this is it. I'm going to retire. I'm going to stop playing. But I like to eat good. I enjoy the finer things in life. And this is what I do. This is what I do best. This is what I do as good, if not better, than a lot of people in the entire world. So how can you stop doing that? You can't.
Obviously, he cannot, and his team is leading 3-2 in one of our semi-final matches here at the Atlantis Casino Hotel, the first annual Brunswick 9-ball team challenge. I'll tell you one thing, Jose, he always has a good time, too. He enjoys, obviously, playing pool and enjoys himself.
Yeah, he's a great person. Great sense of humor.
Break for game 6. A good break. The 5 went down for Laurie John Jones. She really cranked it up that time. It's 3-2, Balukas and Mizerak leading Jones and Hopkins.
She's got a great stroke. That's why she hits the ball so hard.
Laurie John, world champion in 1986.
Alan has a difficult shot here. He's going to have to draw the ball back for the 2 ball. You have to hit it a little hard.
Nicely done.
Table's a little quick. It's a little slick.
He had a long way to go back. Now watch as the English takes over, and it comes all the way down near the 2. Back up again as his partner, Laurie John Jones, pockets that 2 in the far corner.
I was worried about making the ball.
You like to play to this rail, don't you? Very good. It's fine anyway.
I think all of our players, all 8 of the players, enjoy the opportunity to get involved in a mixed team competition like this.
Well, it makes it fun. They can talk and talk over strategies, and it's really nice.
The 3-ball completed. Let's go back now to table number 2. John Neighbor.
The score here is 2-2 at table number 2. After Mataya and Sigel ran the table in the 4th game. They just dropped the 2-ball. Rempe now looking to sink the red 3. Interesting point. Mike Sigel sank the 6 on the break in this game. And then they took too much time to make their next play. It was a push. Rempe and Beardon chose to make him take it over again. So now puts Rempe in the driver's seat with the 3-ball. Looks like a safety to me, Vicky. How do you call that?
That's exactly what he was trying to do. He wanted to tie the 3-ball up so that the other team wouldn't have a clear shot at it.
Was he successful?
Yes, the 3 went just enough behind the 8 so that they can't shoot it straight in the pocket.
Cut it a hair, and you bank it in here. Just, cut it to like this. There's no kiss or nothing. Okay. You hit a high ball. Hit it smooth.
So she hit the 3-ball first, making it a legitimate play and a legitimate miss. So with that in mind, the other team takes control of this table. Let's go back to table number 1.
Laurie John Jones puts it away. This match is even at 3 apiece. Jones and Hopkins, Balukas, Mizerak all tied. We'll continue live from Atlantic City, New Jersey in just a minute. Atlantis Casino Hotel, and he scratched the cue ball on the break. He also made the 5, but the cue ball went in. So Alan Hopkins will take over.
Seems like that 5-ball is going on the break. Pretty regular, John.
Well, it's happened 3 times, and this is the 7th rack of this match. Check it 4 times in 7 racks.
I'm going to hit it hard.
So Alan has the option here either to take the shot or he can push out.
And the 5 has been replaced.
Yes. It's a very difficult situation.
The 1 and the 5 are locked together on table 1. We'll move back now to table 2.
I disagree with you guys.
We're 2 shots away from the conclusion of game number 5 over on this table. Mike Sigel lining up on the 8-ball. If he puts enough backspin on it, they'll set his partner up for the 9-ball. And indeed, it's almost a straight shot into the corner pocket and a nice little smirk on her
Very
face.
nice position on that shot.
And Mataya drops the ball for the 3rd victory for their team. The score is now 3-2. Mataya Sigel here in this semifinal competition. Mike laughingly saying that he spotted the other team their first 2 victories and they plan to win the rest. We'll see how it turns out in this race to 5. Let's go back to table number 1.
Not much progress here. Allen has waited a while before putting that 1 ball in play, and he broke up the combination of balls down at that far end. Opened up the table a little bit. Now the question is, what kind of position did he leave his opposing team?
Well, Gene doesn't have too much here. The 4-ball is blocking the path of the 1 to the corner pocket. She's going to have to play safe.
In consultation with Steve Mizerak, there you see the set of the table. That's the 1 ball closest to the cue ball.
very difficult situation from here.
Balukas and Mizerak won games 1, 4, and 5. Lori, John, and Alan taking games 2, 3, and 6. Let's see what she decides to do. The finest female player in the world. She wants the 1 to stop. I don't think it's going to stop where she wanted it to.
Yeah.
So that is the safety for that team. That means they cannot take any more safeties, and there's a full table of balls, so the pressure is on now. They're going to have to go for the shots.
Yes, it is. She had to take it early.
Lori John drops that in the side pocket, trying to give her partner some position for the 2 ball. Allen will ponder the shot. The shot clock has not been a factor on table 1 thus far. This is the 7th rack of a possible 9 in a race to 5.
That was a nice shot. Very nice shot.
Kisses it off the 8. Again, that opens up the center of the table a little bit, but not necessarily an easy shot for Lori John.
She has a combination on the 9 in the corner pocket. They could win this game.
We'll see what happens, because if that 9 goes, the game goes to them.
You got a safe, right?
There it is.
Great shot. Great shot.
So a terrific shot for the team of Jones and Hopkins. They take a 4-3 lead as they take game 7. Played beautifully. Let's watch this combination. Delightful. Jones and Hopkins now leading Balukas and Mizerak 4-3. We have more pocket billiards coming up. Table up. Maybe make a ball or 2 on the break. There goes 1. And once again, it's the 5. That's the 5th time that the 5 has gone down. So the table is in good shape for this team, and the importance here, Jose, they can win it.
Yeah, they can win the match from here.
A great break by Allen. Let's talk about the break and what he's trying to do, and why is the 5 going so on?
The cloth is new. The pockets are fairly wide, and he's setting the cue ball up on this side of the spot, and he's getting a real good crack at him.
This will be the 2 ball in the corner pocket. Straight shot to bring that cue ball back. Back now to table 2, John.
In a difficult position faces Belinda Beardon here. She's lining up for the green 6 ball. It may be a jump shot necessary right now. Rempe and Beardon talking over the strategy. Jim sank the 6 on the break, the 3 on the break. The 4, that is. Anyway, they're now looking at the green 6 to put it in the corner. And she's going to look to see whether or not she's going to have to go around it or over it. Possible bank shot here. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Bank shot a little bit light. And the cue ball drops in for a scratch. This puts Sigel and Mataya in a very much of a driver's seat. The ball in hand in position anywhere behind the headstring.
That was a big break for the Sigel-Mataya team.
I'm going to play this.
If she would have made that ball, she might not have scratched.
So with that in mind, let's go back to table number 1.
And an unfortunate happening for Alan Hopkins. They were in good shape maybe to finish the table in the match, but Lori John just plays a safety, just a touch. So that is the safety for that team in this 8th rack, 8th game, 4-3. Jones and Hopkins leading Balukas and Mizerak. Let's see if Mizerak now and Balukas can get something going. This, of course, is the key shot right here.
Well, he's going to play safe here. Going to try to hide the cue ball at the 9, hopefully.
He's going to have to hurry.
I think he wound up just a little short.
So both teams have used their safeties. That means they'll play it out no matter where the cue ball is positioned from here on out in game 8. 4-3. Hopkins with the cue leads. Let's go to table 1, or table 2 rather.
Looks to be game shot. Eva Mataya lining up on a straight shot 9-ball in the corner. And indeed it's successful. They go ahead by 2 games. The score is 4-2 with a kiss for the current leaders. We'll be back with more of this semifinal championship.
Shot, and he brings it back. Alan Hopkins, the shot that might have won this match for his team.
It looks like it won the match for the team. They have a little angle there on the 8.
And they've been working on this shot for a while, making sure that it is set up and that Alan can get his partner set for the winning shot on the 9. They won the 1 game with the combination, which was a big break for them. It will be up to Lori John to attempt to win this first semifinal, defeating the team of Gene Balukas and Steve Mizerak.
He couldn't do much with that cue ball there. Did it nice and soft. It's a fairly easy shot for Lori John.
If it goes, the match is over.
Yeah.
Headed for the finals, Alan Hopkins and Lori John Jones. 5-3. Excellent match for them.
Yes, it was.
That is the winning shot on table number 1. They will now await the winners on table number 2. And the issue there is not yet decided. So let's go back once again to John Neighbor.
Thanks, John. We're working on the 7-ball here, table number 2. Eva, who broke and sank the 6, has enjoyed a very consistent performance by her teammate, so they've run the table so far without interference. Now a difficult shot at the 8-ball. He sinks the 8, they got a shot at the 9, and right now they're leading 4-2, so a victory here would guarantee them a spot in the championship game. Mike has been very animated throughout this tournament. And a beautifully placed 8-ball.
That's way too hard. Give her a bank.
And it's going to be a difficult position for her. Possible bounce shot into the side pocket. Ava, the woman who sank the 6 on the break, guaranteeing their team control in this game.
Cut it just a fraction. Just hit it firm. Just cut it a hair to the left. Just a hair. You're just going to bank short. Hit it.
This is a big bank shot.
Let me see your lineup. Go ahead. Just cut it a fraction. No. Cut it. Hit it a little bit to the left of center. There you go. Touch the
9
left.
drops. They're in the finals.
Partner!
And indeed, they make it into the final round here with the victory. 5-2 is the score in this semifinal round. We'll be back with that championship action as they dominated 5 games in a row in just a moment.
Challenge at the Atlantis Casino Hotel at Atlantic City, New Jersey. Balukas and the team of Mizerak were defeated by Jones and Hopkins 5-3. So Lori John Jones and Alan Hopkins will advance to the championship match. They will be taking on the team of Eva Mataya and also Mike Sigel. And we're going to go to John Neighbor now for a recap of his semifinal match.
Clearly, it was an outstanding 7 games. Looked to be very much in Beardon and Rempe's favor as they took a rapid 2-0 lead. In fact, they ran the table on the 2nd game, looking extremely dominant. Then everything hit into slow gear. They ground to a halt. 8 shots were taken and no balls fell in that 3rd game. Then things started to move forward in favor of Sigel and Mataya. And as a result, they went game 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They won 5 in a row. In fact, they ran the table on game number 4 and number 7, so they dominated in the back half, and it gives them a whole head of steam as they go into this championship round. It'll be an exciting contest. John Sanders?
We are going to get set for our final here, and joining me to talk about the play of these 2 teams that remain here in Atlantic City is Jim Rempe. Jim, you won the first 2 games, didn't they? They really kind of came out and blitzed you, didn't they?
Well, they did. I made a couple mistakes. I got out of position for Belinda to make the shots, and well, it was a funny kind of thing because the table's running real fast, and you have to adapt real early because you know, there's not much time. 5 out of 9, anything can happen. But it was a great match, and it was fun playing it. This match coming up should be tremendous.
The matches are fun, but something else that is a lot of fun, we have seen you do it many, many times. Those are the trick shots. We are going to give you an example of what we're talking about as some of the world's finest players show you some of the world's finest shots.
West Kingston Billiards in Elizabeth, New Jersey is one of the most popular pool hangouts on the East Coast. Every Tuesday night, some of the area's top talent gathers here to play and pay. A few of our competitors in the Brunswick 9-ball team challenge promised me that if I came down here, they'd show me the secrets of making a trick shot. What's that?
It's a massé.
I knew that. Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm just not ready for you.
No, you ain't seen nothing yet.
This is the last shot of the infamous light beer commercial that I made many years ago. 7 in the side, 15 cross the side, 9 in this side, 10 in the upper corner, 2 in that corner. The cue ball goes 3 cushions. I pick up the glass, make the 8 ball, and say, even when you're just fooling around.
Hi, this is my version of the football shot. What's going to happen here is the 8 ball is going to have the football, and he's got to run through all these blockers, make a touchdown in the side pocket. But you know, what are you doing?
The fans want to see a touchdown. Come on, let's go. Are you going to make this? Let's see you make it.
Don't worry, these balls won't go on
Fans
strike.
want to see this.
All right. Okay, for my trick shot, I'm going to make the 9-ball, jump over 14 balls, land on the table, jump through the rack, and go in the corner pocket.
This is called the machine gun shot. I'm going to pocket 15 balls in the side pocket in less than 7 seconds.
So, Carrie, are you ready to try a trick shot?
Yeah, I think so.
What I'm going to do is pocket the 9-ball from the corner pocket off of Carrie's mouth. Hopefully, Carrie, you have dental insurance.
I think I want my quarterback.
I'll bet you don't get it back. We have the final. Mataya and Sigel against Jones and Hopkins, live from the Atlantis Casino Hotel in Atlantic City. The final teams, as we are set for the final match, and getting ready for the lag on table 1. Our referee again will be Carswell Ransom. It is Mataya and Sigel against Jones and Hopkins, and we are just about set for the lag. This is going to be a race to 6, so a possibility of as many as 11 games. It could wind up 6-5. That means that the team that wins the lag will get one more break because of the alternating break.
Right, it's very important to win the lag because the balls are breaking really well right now. And the players play well enough to run out from the break, so this is the only game in the world, John, where you can compete and not get your chance at the table. So the lag is that important.
Sigel wins the lag.
So the lag will go to the team of Sigel and Mataya. Ava Mataya and Mike Sigel, winners 5-2 over Rempe and Beardon against Laurie John Jones and Alan Hopkins, winners 5-3 over Balukas and Mizerak. Those were the semifinal matches. We are in the final.
See, Mike is breaking the balls. He breaks the balls really well. He's trying to put the cue ball in the center of the table after he breaks the balls. That's the ideal spot because you get a better percentage of getting a shot on the 1 ball. Watch the cue ball jump back and try to squat in the middle of the table. Well, he went off to the side a little bit, but the
8 rock.
The 8 ball
made a
will
ball.
Okay.
He's got tied up behind
Sigel breaks
no,
first.
he's got a shot on the 1.
Laurie John breaks
She's
first.
got a shot on the 1.
Wait. You make it?
She breaks.
Yeah, go ahead. Just make it and come down the table and go.
Ava,
Just make it.
I like the advice that Mike has given Ava most of the match. Just make it. That's easy enough to say, right?
Right. When in doubt, just make the ball.
Just make it.
Well, they're actually taking the right percentage at all times. She's probably just going to go straight up and down the table here. Try to get it somewhere on the 3 because the 6 is blocking the 3 from the corner pocket.
Partner. What a partner.
This might be trouble here.
We get the 9 out of the way.
Yeah. She's tied up behind the 9.
So let's see what Mike Sigel can do with this.
You can see the edge of the 2 here.
He is considered to be the best 9-ball player in the world, especially in the last year, winning $100,000
What do we do here, Coach?
in tournaments. He has just been dominant, hasn't he?
He's been playing an awful lot of tournaments. That's how you stay in top stroke, by playing all the time. It's like any other sport. The more you play, the better off you are. You get that fine edge, and that's what it takes to win tournaments.
For example, between July of '86 to June of '87, he won 7 of the 14 major tournaments that he entered. See what he does with the 2.
How do you hit it, Mike?
Excuse
Look
me.
at this shot here. And he's got position on the 3 ball. And he's got position on the 3. Well, she's got
a tremendous shot. He loves to get the crowd involved, and he obviously loves being on.
Well, when you make a shot like that, you want everybody to applaud. Well, they all knew it was a good shot, so they applauded. This is going to be a good shot, too. She's got a tough little shot here, pressure shot.
This is the 3 ball.
Oh, we're just too tough.
You could hear Mike in the background. They are very tough right now.
Oh, they
Obviously,
certainly are.
taking 5 games from you and your partner has really pumped them up for the final.
It certainly has. This extra game in the finals here means a lot too, because you get to stretch out a little bit. One game doesn't sound like a lot, but it is.
Does that take a little bit of the pressure off in a race to 5? If you lose a couple, of course, you won the first 2 and still lost your match, but here you have a little bit more leeway, don't you?
You certainly do. She's going to slide over for the 6 ball here.
Nicely done.
Now, depending upon the angle here, if he's straight in, he'll draw back. If he's got an angle, he'll go 2 cushions around for the same pocket. Looks to me like he's trying to draw the ball back with no angle.
The 6, the 7, and the 9, all that remain between them and victory in game 1.
So I go just follow it, you know, like over here and just come down by the side or a little short of the side. You know, just follow one around.
What she's going to try to do here after she makes contact with the ball is go this way and back out for the 9 ball here, winding up with the cue ball there. Well, she went 1 cushion. Well, same idea though. She was trying to put the cue ball there.
Come on, Mike.
What she did is give Mike a chance to wrap up game 1 of a race to 6. Alan and Lori John not able to get off their chairs.
Sigel and Mataya.
Like I said, the only game in the world where you can compete and not get your chance at the table.
They ran the table after winning the lag to take a 1-0 lead.
He right now has a second glamorous career these days as a technical advisor for movies. Most recently, he was involved with the Academy Award-winning Color of Money.
I went into this room, and there's a pool table where they were rehearsing, and I walk in. The only 2 people in there are Paul Newman and Tom Cruise. You know, my heart's going 100 miles an hour. So in between all this, I'd won the world tournament again for the 3rd time. So Paul Newman came right up to me and said, "Oh, congratulations, Mike. I heard you won the world title again and everything." So he kind of broke the ice, but I'm still really nervous. And Paul Newman asked me a couple questions about pool, and he said he's having a problem with his break in 9-ball. So I said, well, let me see you break him. So he breaks the balls, and I said, let me see you hit him again. So he hits him again. So then I give him a couple pointers, and he breaks and makes a 9 on the break, which is an automatic win. So he calls Marty, and some of the other people were actually behind a curtain. They were auditioning me, but I didn't realize it. And Paul Newman looked at Marty, the director, and he said, put him on the payroll.
And put him on the payroll they did. He enjoyed that moment, and he enjoys these moments even better. Jim, when he can jump up 1-0. And of course, remember, though, we're alternating the break, so that changes it a little bit.
It certainly does, because it gives them the opportunity to not let the Mike and Mataya have a shot. She's broke the balls, but see, here you go now. She didn't make a ball on the break and gave him, well, she let him see the 1 ball. It's tough to tell from here if it passes the 5 and goes down to the left-hand corner pocket or not. Looks like it's got about a half a pocket.
Excellent teamwork in the semifinal between these 2, Sigel and Mataya, and they continue that. They talk a lot, they plan a lot of strategy.
Go on the side.
Hit it just how it lays. Just hit it just how it lays, hit it hard, and just stop right there.
I don't know what he's trying to do here. What she's trying to do. Hit it hard and stop. Oh, he's playing a two-way shot. She was playing a two-way shot there, the 1 on the side and the 5 in the corner.
And neither one of them went. Here's that combination again. You can see the 1 just missed
I don't like
the side pocket.
You gotta love him now.
It's got a 1-4 combination here. Tough shot, this kind of shot, because you got to hit both balls perfect.
Alan said, I don't like combinations.
Nobody does, especially when they're this far apart. But he's
Nicely
made
done.
it. He's made it.
And they will continue to work on the 1, having taken care of the 4 on the combination.
Lori John's been playing awfully well the last couple of years. She just got this new cue for it's a Mucci original, and she's been really playing well with it.
Hard for me to believe that she was world champion and player of the year in 1981, and she's just now 21 years old.
Well, she gave the game up for a little while. She went to college. In fact, in my hometown in Scranton, she went to Marywood College for a year, but decided she liked playing pool better than school, so, which is all right. She's done well at the game.
Jim Rempe, they call you the king, and we're delighted to have you with us.
King for a day today, huh?
King for 2 games, anyway.
Yeah, 2 games anyway. But that happens.
What about this format? I know the players were enjoying it. They enjoyed the draw. They seemed to enjoy the competition and enjoy the evening. Everybody's playing very hard, but also having a good time, I think.
Well, it's kind of different than what I thought it was going to be when I first came down here. I thought the player that was shooting would keep on shooting till he missed, and then the next time up would be his partner. But it's shot for shot. It takes away a little of your own rhythm. Here she's tucking her sweater in so you don't follow the ball here. She's liable to follow the ball here, which is loss of shot.
A little help from the partners tucking in the sweater. Lori John, her mom and dad and husband are all here.
She's going to draw this cue. Watch her cue stick flick back and forth. You can see it on that shot. She really didn't hit that too well. I don't know if... Yeah, that was it. It was flickering back and forth. That's what they call deflection. When you use kind of a side English, the cue stick flickers it, which gives way and makes the cue ball go straight instead of throwing it off to the side. He's coming too cushion. Well, he tried to really spin that ball. That's a tough shot doing it like that.
There was an awful lot of felt in that ball, and he was not able to get the angle he wanted.
Yeah.
So,
see, on that particular shot, John, I mean, he was using extreme right-hand English with a backspin. That ball curves so much and does such a dance on the way down. It's really tough to judge it. If he'd have went the other way and tried to come 2 cushions, I think he would have had a little bit better percentage on making the ball.
Mike will have to go over the 9 ball.
Tough shot again. The cue ball's liable to swerve a little bit.
But he kept it on line enough to make it.
Well, you know what to do.
He wanted to hit that a little bit thinner so he can be closer to the 6 ball. He left her a tough shot here. This is a pressure situation right here for her. She stands up real well, though.
Don't worry about it.
Drawing the cue ball straight back.
Breaks next.
Trying to come right back with the cue ball.
Partner.
And does.
I think I need the 7.
All the way back almost to the rail and off the rail.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the table is playing a little fast because they're great tables, you know, the Brunswicks, but the cloth on them has a lot to do. When they first put a cloth on the table and they stretch it real tight, it makes it play real fast. And as you play for a couple of days, like our tournaments are, during the tournament, the table slows up tremendously.
Beautiful setup for Whoop. Sneak behind the 9.
Hold it.
We play in a tournament in Norfolk, Virginia. Well, actually, it's coming up in a couple more weeks. It's the U.S. Open. And the tables on there are Brunswicks, and they really play well. He's got them tightened up a little bit tighter. The pockets are a little bit tighter. And the clots are a little bit slower because they're used before we get to play on.
Can she make this shot?
That's nice.
Mike trying to help her.
She's going to have to kick to the cushion here.
Hold it.
She's looking to come to the cushion here, come out.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Hit it about right here, smooth. Touch it left, right. I mean, look at this here.
Only 7 seconds left on the clock. She's going to have to shoot.
Get down, shoot. Hit it about right here, smooth. There you go.
2 seconds.
Just a touchy little shot here. She hit it a little bit wide.
Oh. Well, yeah, she was shooting her throat, though.
Lori's got a tough little shot here. She's going to have to cut.
That was cold there. That ball's in?
She She went too deep into the rail. She wanted to get too full of ball on that shot. She wanted to hit the ball
farther
thinner.
down the rail on the shot.
Farther down the rail, right. Here's a tough little shot. She's going to try to shoot the cue ball after she makes contact with the 8 and have the cue ball come straight up, straight back down for the 8, or for the 9.
Very nice cut. And here comes the cue ball. Back in position for the 9 to even up our final match in the Brunswick 9-ball team challenge.
After this break, the beautiful.
Boy, John is really playing well. She played well in the semifinal, and that was a great shot here in the final match. Keep in mind, there's a lot of pressure on with the race to 6. A chance to even it up now. It is 1-1. Lori John Jones, Allen 9-ball team challenge. We've talked a little bit about the table. Jim Rempe is joining me. This is a Gold Crown 3 table. Many of the professionals use it. It is used in many of the tournaments, and these are brand new tables. Jose Garcia referred to it as being a little soft earlier. In other words, the pockets at this point a little bit wider, maybe, a little softer than they would be later on after it's had a lot of play.
Dirty pool.
Good safety. Actually, it was a two-way shot. She tried to bank the 3 ball in the corner pocket plus play position on the 4 the same shot. Everybody loves to shoot a shot like that, John, because there's no pressure on it. Well, he kicked and missed it.
Jumped over it.
No hit.
Well, this really gives them the opportunity here to get in.
Obviously, what they're looking for now is a chance to finish off this table.
Right, they're looking for a way to get position on the 4 ball. See, the 5 ball up in a spot where you got to come below it to get position on the 4. Plus, you don't want to wind up with a big angle, so you're out of line on the position for the 5 ball. See, these players are thinking almost all the way out. Almost all the balls they're thinking about. Right now, they're making game 5. The problem is the 4 ball.
Shoot any way you feel comfortable, you know, any way you want.
She took a quick look at the clock to make sure where she stood on time, because there is a 45-second
You're on 10 seconds.
maximum between shots. She's inside 10.
She could have hit this a little too hard. Yep, she put it right behind the 5 ball.
She wanted to get down there, but not that strong.
Well, actually, she didn't really want to make contact with the 4 after making the 3 ball, but anytime you make contact, move balls around once they're already stationary, you can wind up in trouble. They got their safety. Well, he's just going to kick at the 4 and try to stop the cue ball right where the 4 is. No, he didn't. He tried to cut it thin, but he missed the whole ball. Bad shot. Costly shot.
What was he trying to do that he did not do?
He was trying to cut it thin so the 2 ball come over to the cushion and back into the middle of the table. Meanwhile, the cue ball would have went up table. It's a touchy little shot, but it would have been a good shot if he'd done it the right way.
Of course, that's a ball in hand then for
Mataya
and Sigel.
That's big.
And at this point, with the balls spread out as they are, it gives them an opportunity to go ahead and finish off game 3. A race to 6.
He wanted to make sure he got her pretty good position on the 7 because the 8's laying in a little tough spot. He's got to shoot the 8 down the corner, I think, unless it goes in the side. If she gets close to the 8 for him, he'll shoot it in the side. Otherwise, he'll shoot it down the corner pocket. Just a little low left, bounce over 2 cushions for the 8. Well, she didn't hit it quite as hard as she wanted to.
So is he going to go all the way down to the corner with this shot?
This is his own judgment. All depends on how easy the 8 is in the side pocket. If it's too close to the cushion, the corner pocket's a lot bigger. No, he had a full pocket on the side.
Take your time,
And
take your time.
great position for the 9.
If I can see it, Mike.
Sigel and Mataya about to win game 3.
Sigel and Mataya.
Well, that makes it 2-1 in our final match here at the Atlantis Casino Hotel. Let's go to John Neighbor, standing by with Gene Balukas. John?
Thanks, John. Indeed, it must be a frustration for you to be top-ranked in the world, coming in heavily favored. But, of course, in team play, it's a different strategy. What does your performance today have to do with your feeling about playing with the men?
Well, I still feel I'm capable of competing against the men, and I believe my next tournament might be at Barry Berman's U.S. Open down in Virginia. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm also looking forward to getting a little revenge at the 2nd annual Brunswick Team Challenge.
If you could have played today over again, what would you do differently?
Well, I think Steve and I played a solid match. Lloyd John made a great 3-9 combination, and then Alan made a great bank shot on the 6th ball, so we had our chances. It was a close match, even though the score was 5-3, but it could have gone either way. They just made 2 great shots at the end of the match.
Well, it's clear to us all that we haven't seen the last of Gene Balukas, that's for sure. So we'll go back to John Sanders now.
Thank you very much, John. And it's interesting in a match, these caliber players, Jim, 1 shot, 2 shots can make the difference in the entire match.
No, it certainly can.
Alan on the break.
He's selecting the break from the side cushion. I don't think he can get a look at this 9 ball. Ooh, 9 ball was going on the break.
Almost went on the break. He did get the 5.
He got the 5 ball in. He's got position on the 1. Everything's...
That has happened quite often on table 1. The 5 has been the ball that has gone most often on the break. Well, in the 8 racks we had in the semifinal, the 5 ball went 5 times.
Is that right? Where have they been racking the 5 ball? In the back of the pack? I got to find out where they're putting that ball.
But it's worked out well.
Yeah. If you get that going for you, you really have the best of it. She's using a bridge right here. She's got the elbow as high as the hand. That's important when you're using the bridge.
Why is it important?
Because most players, when you see them play, their elbow is lower than their hand in the back. And so as they're shooting through the shot, their cue is actually dipping in the front. But if your elbow's as high as your hand, you're actually going straight out. The cue goes straight out.
So then you're not striking the ball squarely then if your elbow is dipping down, right?
Right, that you're not hitting where you want it. I play over in England a lot, and they play on 6 by 12 feet tables, gigantic tables, and they use the bridge a lot. And I learned a lot about the bridge over there. He's cutting the 2 ball, and he's going to spin 2 cushions for the 3. He's going to hit this a little hard, a little bit too hard. Well, he needed a little bit harder. He would have been perfect for the side.
He had the right idea.
Yeah, we couldn't hit this any softer than what he did hit it. She's coming 3 cushions on this. 3 cushions around the table up for the 4. It's a natural angle shot. A little bit of left-hand spin, she'll hit the cue ball. 1, 2, 3, and up for the 4.
Nicely done. And many times when you talk about what's going to happen as far as the rails and the cushions are concerned, you're talking about the cue ball after the shot is made.
After the shot is made, right. The whole game is position, John. If you can't play position, you better get a job, as they say. Perfect.
Now Alan.
Same kind of shot. He's going to go 2 cushions and down for the 6. 1, 2. He hit that with a little inside English to kill the cue ball. See, it didn't really come off the cushion as fast as Lord John's did on the previous shot. That's because he used inside English. We call that killing the ball. Just a little low left-hand English here, bounce off the 1 cushion, back out in the middle of the table for the 7.
Laurie John Jones, nicely done. Not going to be easy for the 7, but
oh yeah, he's got the corner.
Got
of the
enough
ball.
of it?
Yeah, he's got it. I'm at the right angle over here, John. I can see it perfect.
Enough of it sticking out behind the 9. Games 1 and 3 went to Sigel and Mataya. Hopkins and Jones winning game 2. And in position to win game 4. So at this point, they're taking the even-numbered racks and the other side taking the odd numbers.
This has a very good chance of going 5-5.
And it's a race to 6, keep in mind.
Look at her speed. She's good scratch on the ball. Oh, look at this.
A costly mistake.
Yeah, that's when you do something like that. When you do something like that, John, I mean, it bothers you through the rest of the match. I mean, it's just such an easy out here. She just overstroked it, hit it a little too hard. Cue ball got away from her.
Sigel shot.
Oops, in the corner pocket.
So the 8 comes back, but ball in hand, there shouldn't be any problem for these 2. See what I mean?
Some say Siegel's got the Midas touch, I'll tell you. I think he does, too. I mean, things happen, make him win. I mean, he's a great player, but things happen.
Well, they kind of sneaked out with that one. It looked like Jones and Hopkins had it. Instead, it is...
Huh? You can cut it
The
in?
2-ball dropped.
I think it's the 2, John. I'm not sure. This
that
ball
the
over
2
by
there?
it might be the 2 or the 4. It's hard to tell from this angle.
They did make 1 on the break.
Well,
Go ahead, cut
she's
it.
either playing position on the on this ball or the 3 ball. I think that is the 2.
You could maybe play it safe and draw it over here, but go ahead, cut it in. You can make that. Just make
He's saying go for it. I mean, things are going so good for him.
Go ahead. You got
And
plenty
look at
of
the clock
time.
now. 7 seconds.
Once she's down, though, she's allowed to go past the 10 seconds.
Okay.
Wait a minute, hold it. What are you talking about?
What are you doing?
When she's in the middle of a stroke, they said they
What,
could
are we
shoot.
talking
No,
about?
no, we didn't. Huh?
Yeah,
they
did.
Yes, they did. That's what Pat said.
If you don't get it off in 10 seconds,
Oh,
lose the shot.
no. She said.
Now, there's
Alan's
the
wrong.
disagreement
Alan's
on
wrong.
that clock.
Alan's wrong, because we discussed it before the thing.
Okay, we're going to have a ruling
Actually
here.
told me when they were down, they could shoot.
Once they're down, they can shoot.
I think it happened earlier in this match. She was down, the clock ran out, and she was in position to take the shot.
That you knew. They told us that. They said, you're stroking at the end, I'll let you shoot the shot.
That's Pat Fleming on the left, one of the tournament directors.
Unless, John, that she was notified that she was within 10 seconds.
Complete the shot.
If she's notified at 10 seconds and then gets down, well, she goes by the 10 seconds, it's a loss of shot.
And it is ruled a foul on the shot.
That's exactly what happened. The referee notified her the 10 seconds when she had 10 seconds to shoot.
And that's accurate, too, because there were about 7 seconds left when she went down to set up for the shot. So,
Well, this is something new. I'm sure there was going to be some mistakes during this tournament with that.
how do you like that rule?
I love the rule. It's better for TV. The game over in England, they play snooker, and they started with a series called Pot Black, and they were up against a 30-second clock. And it was fast play. People liked it, and that's what's going to help our game over here, I think.
Like time started already?
Now they're all worried about the time.
And it has started inside 30 seconds now. You know, it was interesting in the semifinals. The clock was never really a factor in either one of those matches, I don't think. I don't know whether you had a problem at your
On
table.
a certain couple shots we did. But we never let it go by the 10 seconds. We went for the combination and
Tried
missed
the combination with the 1 and the 9 and could not do it.
it. Just one thing after another. Lori John made a mistake. Now Alan made a mistake. Not really. It wasn't really an easy shot, but well, it was about a 50-50 shot to make that ball.
Well, it's just the kind of shot. If it rolls in, you pick
Yeah,
up a
you
quick
win.
winner.
We got to go for the win in that situation. This is a tough shot. He's elevated the back of his cue, which means the cue ball could swerve. It's any side of the cue ball right now. He wants to hit dead center in the cue ball. Perfect.
And does. Boy, did he drill that one.
Just hit it firm and follow it. I don't care where the ball goes. Good. No, you won't scratch. Just hit it firm. You won't scratch. Believe me. Hit it firm. Hit it firm.
He wants her to go 3 cushions on this. There's that shot again. See the cue ball jumping up in the air? If you hit it with any side English there, the cue ball would have curved on him. But he hit perfect. 3 cushions on this shot here. Hit that ball. Everything's rolling perfect for them. Look at that. Hit the ball and come down perfect for the 3. Well, when things start going for you, John, you know what it is.
Well, you mentioned the Midas touch. You
Yeah.
don't win $100,000 without having things roll your way from time to time.
That's for sure.
He is the first to win that much money in the period of a year. We're talking about Mike Sigel.
Tax people are going to love that.
They shoot the 5 and slide down.
I'm sure it's all written down.
Oh, yeah.
For the combo, yeah, just slide over.
We're all
here.
legit anymore.
It's natural. Shooter, just make sure you slide enough anywhere over here. I may be able to play.
There's a great article on Gene Balukas today in the New York Times Magazine, and one of the quotes in there was about the number of people who are playing pocket billiards, something like 30 million, and about a third of those are women.
Billiard time.
It is so big all over the world right now, John. And my wife and I just came back from Japan, and it has exploded over there.
Well, I know you
Exploded.
have traveled the world, haven't you, in pursuit of this and promotion of the sport.
Yes. Anyway, back to this game here. He's looking, I think, to bank this ball, or unless he's going to use his safety up. That's another new rule in this type tournament, John, is the one safety, because in tournaments we're allowed to play as many safeties as we want. He made the 9 ball in the side pocket. Here's a good carom shot. It's a 2-way shot. He was banking the 6 and playing the carom on the 9 at the same time. Missed the 6, but made the 9.
So they go up 4-1.
Look at this. Everything's rolling. He played it that way, but he missed the 6, which was his main ball.
So we will have our 6th rack, and definitely now the pressure back on Hopkins and Jones, and they're still bothered, I think, somewhat by the shot that Lori John
Yeah.
scratched on the 8 ball earlier that cost them game 5.
If you get a close-up of their faces, you can really look how they feel right now. Both of them made key mistakes.
John Neighbor standing by with Steve Mizerak. John?
Thank you. You know, Steve, you've been around a while. You've watched a lot of pool. And how would you compare the performance of the women you've seen play with and against with the performance of the men you've seen so far?
The women played very good. Lori John Jones played very good against Balukas and I. She made a 3-9 combination, which won them the match. But the caliber of play now is a little bit different than the caliber of play in our match.
Well, sure, you'd wish to be in the finals. What does the performances you've seen so far do to your opinion that men and women should or shouldn't be playing against each other?
I think, this is my humble opinion, that the men should play in the men's division and the women should play in the women's division, their own.
So what about this team play?
Oh, team play is great. I think team play for everybody is great. I think it's an oddity, it's different, it's lovely.
Well, we'll be watching the rest of this final match together then. Back up to John Sanders.
Thank you very much, John. Game 6. Nothing goes.
Mataya shoots.
Yeah, go ahead.
All the girls seem to be using the same type too. They're all Miyuchis, I've noticed.
Maybe they bought a gross up or something.
I don't know. No wonder they're all playing better.
Partner, that's perfect.
Mike Sigel, in addition to being a great player, is also a pretty good cheerleader for his team.
He's a real rooter, I'll tell you. Here he's just going to pocket the 2 ball and draw back over here for the 3 ball. You know, to the spectators at home that are watching this, a lot of this looks real easy the way these good players play, but you should go down to your local billiard club and try to do this kind of stuff. This game is one of the toughest games in the world.
We touched on it in the semifinal, too. When you've got a left-hander playing with a right-hander, they look at the shots, you know, a little bit different. You can sometimes leave your partner a shot that they don't really like to take.
Well, that's true, John, because we talked about this before the tournament, because a lot of times a right-hander player will play position for the side of the table that he's comfortable on, that he can reach the shot. And when you're playing with an opposite-handed player, well, you're playing positions sometimes that are in the wrong position for them to make the shot, to reach the shot.
There are times when Mike Sigel plays, it doesn't matter where their balls are.
No, he's just making everything he shoots at.
It is a race to 6 now, and it is 4-1. In control of the table, Mataya and Sigel, and they are leading.
Both Lori and Alan are slouched back in the chair over there. I think they see destiny starting to set in here, but they're never out of the game. It's never over till the fat lady sings, as they say.
Partner. Well, you play good. You know how good you play.
He's right.
He's pumping her up, too, let me tell you.
She can play. Of course, all 8 of you can play, and we're delighted to be part of the first live telecast of Pocket Billiards and the first annual Brunswick 9-ball team championship here at the Atlantis Casino Hotel.
Can't get there.
He's looking right now to see if he's straight in, because he wanted to come over for the 7 and shoot it in the same pocket, but if he's straight in, he might just follow this down and shoot the 7 over in the opposite corner pocket. Unless he might slam this and try to bounce off. That's what he's doing. He's slamming it, bouncing back over.
Hit it, Paul.
How did you use my
Can't do it much better than that.
Absolutely perfect. Watch the cue ball jump. Well, jumped up in the air to come back over. He got a little lucky here, though. He runs into the 8 ball. I mean, he just as well could have came on the other side of the 8. Then he would have been tied up.
And the result is he has an easy shot down the rail to the corner pocket for the 8.
Easy position on the 9.
It's taking care of your partner, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is.
All right, partner.
Game 6 goes to Sigel and Mataya. They are on their way to the championship. 3 and 3. So you're not going to go home empty-handed for your semifinal performance?
It's all right. It's all right. As long as there's plenty more tournaments, we'll all make a good living.
4 games in a row won by their opponents. So Mataya and Sigel move up 5-1, and you can see the reaction on the faces of Lori, John, and Alan as they wait, because their opponents, not only are they leading and have won 4 in a row, they have the break.
If this was a fight, John, they'd stop it.
Oh, look at this.
Trying to make the 9.
Get in there.
Mike's got her rooting now, too.
He almost made it off the break, and then it almost kissed back off the cue ball and went in that way.
No, she didn't make anything on the break either. Well, this is it for the home team here, if you want to call it. 2 players from Jersey. I know them all my life. Great people.
Alan Hopkins.
This kind of shot, he's just going to let the cue ball go. I mean, he's just worried about making the shot. He's down there with a funny type bridge. Let the cue ball go. See where it stops. Try to get a little lucky.
At this point, they need a break.
Oh, they definitely need some breaks right now. Left her a long shot. And Lori John's got a lot of heart, though. She's made a lot of comebacks, won a lot of tournaments by coming back.
From Hillsborough, New Jersey.
This is a good stroke she needs to put on this. Just draw the cue ball back for the 3-ball. If she does that, she'll wind up with a 3-9 combination for her partner. Oops, she missed it. Well, the bottoms fell out. There's the roll they needed.
That's the break they needed.
There's the break they needed.
You called it, Jim. They needed something good to happen.
Well, they're going to need something good again to happen because she didn't get the position she was trying to get either. Look at that. 3 cushions in the side pocket.
Just the way you draw it up, isn't it? Well, that brought a smile back to her face, and there hasn't been one there for a while. Ever since Game 4, when she scratched on the 8. That was the turning point.
That was just a mental lapse shot. She just let the cue ball go, and it probably cost them the session. Again, another miss. Look at this. The 3 is going to come down for the combination on the 9-ball. Look at this.
This could be the match right here.
Yeah. It's going to play the 9-ball here.
Oh, Michael?
Sure, it's got to be on me, right?
Gotta be on you.
It's going to play the 9-ball.
Oh, wait, let me look.
I don't know. The run-out's pretty easy. The run-out's pretty easy. If he makes the 3-ball, which the pocket's
This is not
there.
an easy combination either, is it?
No, actually, that's what he's going to weigh up now, the percentages.
Right.
Top players always take the best percentage.
Right now, you have to make more balls.
Right, because, well, to make the combination might not be 50-50, where the run-out looks to me like it's a sure run-out for them.
Well, he's decided to go with the combination.
Yeah, he's going to shoot the combination. Could miss this, though.
What? Sigel in the tie. He did not. And that's it.
It's over.
Tremendous play by Sigel and Mataya. They are the winners of the first annual Brunswick 9-ball team challenge, defeating Lori Lee Jones and Alan Hopkins. 6-1 in our final, the race to 6, and they made it look easy by doing very, very well, winning the last 5 games, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here it is.
I wanted to say that.
He just played the combination here. Just shot the 3-ball into the edge of the 9. Figured he might as well go for the win. He did it. It's all over. Well, actually, that's the right shot. Go for the win anytime you can.
In that position, leading as they were 5-1, really very little to lose. He decided to go for the combination, and they are the winners.
Problem over Lori John Jones and Alan Hopkins. They defeated them 6-1, and now we're going to go over to John Sanders, where there is the presentation of the money, the Owens so important money. John?
You are exactly right. We are getting set for the check and the trophy presentation. Jim Bakula joins us from Brunswick. And Jim, I think, first of all, a successful start to this first annual team championship. We had a great semifinal, couple of great semifinal matches, and a good final match.
It certainly was a great event, and Brunswick Billiards was very happy to sponsor it. And we're looking forward to more of the same, John.
All right, we have some work for Jim Bakula to do, because I have a couple of people there who'd like something silver and something green, I guess, right? Congratulations. Go right ahead with the presentation.
We have a winner's trophy for each of you. Mike, congratulations on a great tournament. There you are. Iwa, congratulations. You just did a great job. Outstanding. Since you're both holding those trophies, I also have for you a check in the amount of $7,000, Mike, and a check for you, Iwa, for $7,000. Congratulations. Outstanding tournament.
Congratulations to our winners. They get the hardware, they also get the checks, and they will get an interview with us coming up in a little bit. Right now, we're going to go to John Neighbor, who is standing by those who came in second here tonight. John?
Actually, we like to think of them as the first runner-ups, in fact, and just getting to the finals is quite an accomplishment. You both played exceptionally well. Alan, your team beat 2 of the top names in the sport today. Any comments about your performance in the preliminaries?
Yeah, well, I thought we played well. We made like 1 or 2 mistakes. That's all it came down to. They played exceptionally well also, and they didn't make any mistakes, okay? A few shots came up, and Mike made a few tough shots, which helped bring him through. And then Eva, you know, the flip-flop worked perfect, you know, and on our side, it didn't work so good. You know, we got a few bad rolls with the scratch. In the corner pocket, the ball just kept drifting, you know. It seemed like it wasn't going to scratch, and then It did, and that cost us the match, I believe, because it would have been 2-2 then.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Roy John, you played exceptionally well in the preliminaries, scored some major points to win a couple of big games, and yet did you feel the emotional movement leave you after that 8-ball scratch?
No. No, I mean, like he said, after the 8-ball scratch, I don't know, when, with Gene and Steve, I made balls on the break, he made balls on the break, and everything was going good, and then I scratched on the 8-ball. I didn't make a ball on the break and left them absolutely perfect. No balls frozen, perfect run out, and that's the way pool is. If you make, sometimes all it takes is just one little error that may be your fault, may not be your fault. I should have definitely come to the lower rail, just hit it with a lot of English so I wouldn't even be near the scratch, but I didn't. The way the balls were situated, I didn't think I could hit it that hard to even go near the pocket.
Well, even so, you both played exceptionally well. What did you learn about playing with each other, cross-sexual, if you will,
I would
contest?
take it for a partner anytime. I think we can beat anybody. I'll tell you one thing. Next time, it could be the other way. It could be 6-1 us. It's just one of those things. That's how pool goes.
Well, we'll be looking forward to it next time. Outstanding performance, and congratulations for your silver medal, if you will. Let's go back to John Sanders.
Thank you very much, John. We are standing by to talk to the winners of the first annual Brunswick Team Championship. They are with me right now. They've got the hardware. They've got the checks. Eva Mataya is here along with Mike Sigel. Let's start over here first of all. You put on a great rush there at the end. You won the last 5 games after it was tied early on. You got some breaks. You got some chances. Of course, you took advantage of them when you got the opportunity, didn't you?
We did. We really played good together. I could not believe the first match, we were down 2-0 and then won five in a row to win the match. And we just contemplated each other. Complimented each other to where we played good.
I noticed this afternoon when you were practicing that you seemed to be cheering a little bit for each other. The team concept certainly paid off for both of you.
Yes, you got to have that. You got to have that team spirit to be able to play good together.
What about this format? How do you like it now that we have the first one under our belt, so to speak?
I love it.
How can you not? Exactly right. Mike, once again, somebody said sometimes you have the Midas touch and things work out well for you. They certainly did tonight. You seemed to get the roles, and of course, when you got the opportunities, you certainly took advantage of them.
Yeah, we played this afternoon. We played a practice round. We played very well. We played our first match. We won it, played very well. And tonight, we're just playing very well. I think, the turning point was scratching on the 8 with Laurie John. That was a big game, made it 3-1. And, we have a good relationship, and we perform very well. I think we only missed maybe 1 ball in the whole tournament.
You might introduce the person with you here.
My wife, she has all the money right here. She takes the money and the trophy.
Yeah.
This is my wife, Chris, lovely. And she doesn't play, but I'll try and get her on the table, eventually show her a couple shots.
I guess it should come as no surprise to anyone that you wind up in the